Hello everyone, and welcome to the Singapore League race. So then we'll jump straight in with the points table. As you can see in front of you, 68 points now to both Kifler and Uma. And as I mentioned in the last video, Kifler won't be attending this race, but Uma is. So we're hoping to still get a good result over him. We saw the qualifying video already as well, which meant we to get a quite a comfortable pole. Of course, some people got auto-retired, but still put out a good lap to get pole. And I've been pretty strong at this track in the past, so we're hoping for another win. I did mention in the previous video that I've won every race by 20 seconds. That wasn't entirely true. I have won every single race I've done in the league race. But first season was from Ben In Ho. That was by about 20 seconds. Next season was, I think it's from Ownage, by about 55 seconds. That race had some funky weather. Go check it out on my channel. The first lap we started on slicks, but it was half wet, and it was a bit interesting trying to get around that first lap. Then that's right, that was the last one. Last season is 13 seconds from Smuffler and Ownage. I think that's because I had 2-stop, but that was again, fairly easy win really. So I've always done really well at this track. So we're hoping for another very, very good result. I seem to enjoy this track a lot more than other people do for sure. Strategy wise then, I'm going option prime, 2-stop as I said. Some people do go for a 3-stop. I'm going for a 2-stop. And you'll find that you can make your tyres last if you're relatively careful on them, if you don't burn up too much, particularly the rears. And here we go then, start on the grid for the start. So it was Klawutski then, who's just behind me, Fat First just behind him. So hoping for a good start, and hopefully I can just concentrate on just trying to pull away from the pack, hopefully, and then go on to a win. That's the evil plan. Whether that works or not, we're about to find out then. So rich mixture. And here we go then, moving away from the grid, absolutely full throttle, as I always do. Up second a bit of curves just to make sure I'm nicely ahead of this car, but I'm not going to turn on them anyway. Even better room there on the inside, just to make sure. And now just concentrate on absolutely nailing my racing line. Trying to pull away, pushing hard already. Fat First managed to get overtake Klawutski behind by the looks of it. And hopefully I can get a bit of a gap. That was nice through there. Not bad, but he's now going to get slipstream on me. I'm not using my curves, interestingly. I'll obviously save that for the next straight. And here we go. And you will have noticed as well that this video is relatively short. Short for my league race videos. That's because tomorrow I will upload the absolutely full, unedited version of the race. So for a bit deep there. I'll get away with that. So for you particularly dedicated fans, you will be able to watch an absolutely full league race, which is quite a rare opportunity with me. So every single lap, I don't know if I do qualifying or not, I'll figure that out in a minute. But definitely the whole race at the very least, every single lap from start to finish. I'll talk about that a bit more at the end, but yeah, so look forward to that one if you're particularly keen. Thought it'd be an interesting thing to do around this track. So, bit of wheel spin there, so it's not been a great opening lap, still managed to pull a bit of a gap to the car behind though. Got a lot of confidence. I wouldn't say a lot of practice, but I did a reasonable amount of practice because I do enjoy being able to absolutely nail this circuit. It's when you can absolutely nail a lap, there's so many corners. When you can absolutely nail a lap, it feels awesome around this track. It really, really does. 7 tenths up on Fat First then. I'm just going to hopefully now try and get into my rhythm and pull away. That would be the plan. And it's looking good so far. No dramas as yet, particularly. A couple of very small mistakes, bits of wheel spin and ran a little bit deep, but only cost me a couple of tenths here and there, so not too bad. And a much cleaner final sector, and that shows in the gap. I expect we'll now be over a second. Which it is, 1.2 seconds. Bit of silence there from me. And here we go then, lap 6. This is my lap I'm pitting on. Fat First is still out behind me. And quite a big gap looking at the mini-map. And yeah, 7-second gap then I managed to put out in the first stint. So that's only 6 laps in, 7 seconds. That's an average of what, 7 seconds a lap. Average of about a second a lap. It was quite a bit. Tyres are starting to go off now though. Having to take it not easy as such, but not be able to push quite so much. So I'd ideally like to. You can see the tyres on the right side. They're not quite red yet, but they're definitely quite a dark shade of orange. So just just making sure I'm not dicking it in the barrow or anything. And just trying to nail the pit entry there. Something to concentrate on this season has been able to nail the pit entry and exits. You could probably gain a second on a car, and it's so difficult to gain a second on the track. But to gain a second in the pit lane, it's relatively easy to do really. So that's what I've been concentrating on, and the guys behind me pit. So I'm now going to be out ahead of them at least. But let's have a look how the traffic's going to fare. Very, very slow pit lane this. And looks like this next car's going to be ahead of me. He is indeed, and that was Kramer. So he's ahead of me. Slow it down a bit deep there. Got a warning for crossing that pit exit line. Need to be a little bit careful of that, but getting over that one, it wasn't too bad really. And make sure I brought it back in to the pit entry line, exit line anyway. So here we go then, on to lap 8. A couple of laps later, I've managed to catch up to Kramer now. Of course, he's still on his starting tyres. He started on these primes, so now I've got much fresher tyres than him. So this move is more of a formality than anything, unless I don't make any silly mistakes. Just try and nail the exit. Got all my cursor saved to try and nail him here, which should be able to do now, hopefully. Am I on Rich? I don't think I am I? Didn't change to Rich unless I'm already on it. Trying to break him on the outside here. Managed to do it just about. And just get a little squirt of throttle there just to help me on the outside. And yeah, I was already on Rich. So that was an interesting one, wasn't it? Just didn't quite manage to outbrake him. So I was hovering around his left rear wheel to either undercut him, to cut back under him rather, or to do what I did and just do a squirt throttle going the outside. So a couple laps later again then on Granu now. Hopefully this will be a similar sort of thing. There's another car ahead of him as well, a Lotus. And look at this, he's got no grip. Now 2 laps later, 10 laps, his tyres are very, very worn. Look at the inside of it, he's going to squeeze me. I'm still going to try and stick it out on the outside and just don't want to get also down. It looks like Genesis' head there has gone very, very deep. So this could be a double move if I can get the exit, which I can. And wow, that was sweet. I'll take that. And wow, that move was reminiscent of, was it Massa? Who sort of forced his way through that corner and just kind of bumped everyone and got his way through. That was exactly what I did there. Just kind of a few bumps here and there and managed to get through. And then Genesis ran wide and I managed to keep it nice and tight to not hit him and then still managed to overtake the both of them. So that was good. On to lap 18 now then. This is my pitting lap and look at that gap behind on the minimap. Wow. Quite some time between me and Fat First already then. I can't believe that. That's loads of time. Going to be in the pits by the time he crosses the sector time almost. These tyres are quite worn out, but see again, they're not too bad. Like the rears are the worst, and you know the rears are the easiest to control. You just got to be careful on the throttle. 26 seconds it is to Fat First, so I will come out ahead of him even if he doesn't pit. That was a sweet pit entry again, wasn't it? So yeah, even if he doesn't pit, I'm still going to come out ahead of him. Wow, that's pretty amazing. I think I will. Don't think it takes quite that long for a pit stop on this track. And we're away again. There's a car, unfortunately. It's a Williams, is it? Then we're going to lap ahead. I expect I'll lap him soon because I've got no pit stops to make, and if he's already almost a lap down, I expect the pace isn't quite so good as mine. And we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, lap 19, and look at that, quite comfortably. He did just go into the pits, but with the barrier that time. But still going to be quite comfortably ahead of him. And looks like Jack First is now the guy who's taken up the Red Bull second place behind me. And we now skip all the way ahead to the final lap then. 31 and 31. It's now Uma behind me. I can tell you he's on super soft tyres, so even though he's got a 34-second gap at the moment, I expect he'll close that down because he's pitted quite late. I think he went for a 3-stop and he's ending this race on super softs. See my teammate just 1.8 behind him then, so he's done very, very well. And I believe this is going to be his first podium of the season, I believe. So a good, strong performance from him. Fair play. But yeah, I mean, I'm struggling to find a describing word for this race other than dominant, to be honest with you. I don't like using that word, but yeah, I mean, just from start to finish, it's just been, well, 31 laps. I'm now 33 seconds ahead. So it looks like about a second a lap, isn't it? If I can keep him over 31 seconds, that'll be a second a lap I've had on the entire field on average. And yeah, right, they've done 3 stops and I've only done 2. But overall, that's still what it works out as an average. So that's pretty insane. So to win by that, it's such a good feeling to have such a good race. And I made no mistakes, really. Nothing big. You know, a couple of times I went a little bit deep in things, but didn't touch the barriers really. Didn't damage any wings, didn't lock up, I don't believe. So it's just been almost a perfect race, really. Very, very good. So I'll take that, and there's another car ahead. There'll be a lap car, there's another lap car behind me, so I don't expect I'll lap him unless he wants to be lapped, in which case he'll slow down, but we'll see. But yeah, I mean, bit of a touch of the barrier there, but we'll get away with that. And I am actually now pushing. I want to try and get the maximum possible race time to the car behind. But a couple of laps ago I was trying to keep it over 40 seconds, but it was too fast for that, so I wasn't able to do that. It looks like this car might want to be lapped. Seems to be slowing down an awful lot, and yes, I think he wants to be lapped. There we go. Reduces pain a bit, reducing 1 lap he has to do with this track. And here we go then, at 32 seconds in the end, so it was just over 1 second per lap on average, which is absolutely insane. Didn't get the fastest lap, but only by 0.3 of a second, and Uma was on super soft tyres, probably on lighter fuel as well, so that's pretty close to considering. So that continues my unbeaten streak at Singapore. There's now 4 races in a row in these AOR League races I've done, and I've won every single one of them, so that's certainly a very good good run that I want to keep going. And this is what it does for the championship then. So Uma did finish second, but I'm now 75 points ahead of him, which is now 3 race wins. So I wouldn't like to say the title's sealed, but it's pretty close to it, isn't it? And I like to have a good, nice gap because that protects from any disconnections that I might get. It's very rare. In fact, I've never disconnected, but you know, just in case it does happen to happen, or I lose my internet for a couple of weeks or something, the bigger gap I've got, the safer I feel. So that's certainly good. And mentioned about this unedited video then. So as I said, tomorrow is the plan. Complete unedited video. I won't bother including qualifying just purely because you've seen that in the previous video. I'll show you all my qualifying laps. There's nothing more to be seen there. I will include the race, the whole race, from start to finish, lap 1 all the way through to lap 31. No edits at all. Like I said, it won't be commentated. But if that might be interesting for some of you to watch, just to see, you know, to see the bits that I don't normally show. There's nothing to hide, but there's, you know, it's just boring really, just driving around. It's not particularly entertaining. So do have a watch of that. And the reason I'm doing it, the reason I didn't mention earlier, is because you know, it's such a good win, and you know, I'm really quite proud of that race. It was really, really good, strong race, but it's not entertaining to watch. Me just driving around a track and driving well, driving cleanly. It's not fun to watch. It's a great feeling to drive, but not so much to watch. So that's why I'm putting it up as an uncommented optional extra for you guys. But that's about it from Singapore then, and I thank you for watching. Bye bye.